last month, we approved the sander, and I had made a mistake. It was, what happened was, he sent me two quotes. I took the wrong one. The one that we did was for a bed chain,
Not the auger.
not the auger. So, we need to redo this. It actually will jump it up to what we paid before, the $39,000 for that sander. Includes everything that was on the last one, and then we opted out of decreasing the tarp system, because we can buy the tarp system for cheaper. That deducted $1,400, but actually the overall bid is $39,326.
Back to about what the truck was a couple of months ago.
What it was when we,
Two bodies ago.
yeah, when we bought Jamie's body,
Right.
the one that went on truck 38. Yes.
Okay.
Would that increase it?
About 5,000. 4,000. 34, 35, 44, 45. Okay, well, I guess we gotta have a, resolution to accept the modification on bid process, is that what we're looking for?
Yes.
Do we have a motion? Does everybody understand what the problem is?
5,000 more.
Yeah, between 4 and 5. Yeah.
What was the, I didn't follow, what was the reason for that?
This one has the auger system in it.
Okay.
Okay, it's got two augers in it instead of a bed chain. And comes with the screens. Of course, with the augers, you gotta have the screens on it. They won't sell it without it. But I'm trying to stay with the auger systems. If I bought this one with the bed chain, that means we gotta keep 4 different bed chains in stock, 4 different styles. So this way I would just keep the augers. And plus they seem to work a little better for what we're doing, sand.
So we've got one auger now, this will make the second auger.
Yep. And this goes along with that pre-wet system. It'll just work a little better with the pre-wet if we do go down that line.
Any more questions? Motion has been made to revise the bid on, to amend the
I'll second it.
bid on Henderson sander, dump sander. Any more questions? All in favor?
Thank you. You'll see in different places some stickers in the ground. Frontier's been putting up their poles, working on these boxes for the high-speed internet. That's been going on in school and some of the other roads have had that done, but that's all just to do with this high-speed internet, because they're doing it on poles instead of trying to bury it.
Oh, okay.
Just makes it more easily ready for them. We sent the excavator back. That went back yesterday. It actually went off around the last week. Just right now with the grader here and going into vacation and stuff, I'd like to bring it back after we get back from vacation, because we got a lot of pipe work and stuff to do to get the chip stuff done.
Bring it back the same price, will I, or
Yeah.
was it 37?
Yeah, right off, I don't have it with me.
Yeah, it's 35. Yeah.
The grader will go back at the end of the month and then bring the excavator back. That's what I'd like to do. Probably ought to motion that, just to me. If,
For the excavator for next month,
yeah, we'll do it after the vacation, so we'll be into the second week of,
after the fourth, vacation of the
So
4th.
it'll be the middle of August or when out.
yeah.
To make a motion or at the Second week.
Second?
Second week in
Second
July.
July. We have a second. And Dave?
Donnie did.
Donnie did, okay. Any more questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Right now, we've got 26 out of 62 roads done. And moving right along, been going good. Of course, we've had the weather. Hopefully, we haven't really been rained out yet, so. And we put down about 21,000 gallons of calcium on pest control, so. That's been going good. They've been getting that right to us. Usually within 2 days, 40 is called in, so. Other than that, we don't have a lot.
Any questions for Mark from anybody? Yes.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for doing something about Jackson Hill. I'd like to say your phone is the only phone that works to get any application on Jackson Hill.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Well, I can tell you that in the 32 years I've been here, this year was the worst that I think I've seen that road. Every year gets decreasing worse. I have wrote letters, I have made calls. Never have I ever got a return call from anybody from the road department as to the condition of the road, the repair of the road.
well, I did happen to be doing traveling that day.
We appreciate it.
Well, I thank you, but I went down and, you know, the road was on the list to be done.
Well,
So, you know,
let me just give you a little history. The house, my house at 2278 has a paved driveway. That paved driveway is like probably 3 foot under the present road. When I put that driveway in, that driveway was 6 inches above the road. Today, the road is like 18 inches above my driveway. I find that a very difficult time in the winter time to get the thing plowed and to get the thing serviced. To pull out of the driveway is a task. And today, the road is 32 to 34 feet wide, depends on where you is. Part of 2312 is the other property I own there. The people actually drive on that paved driveway and the lawn because the thing was so bad. I did have some trees there that kept the people from coming over. The town cut them off, which I don't have any objection to. They also told me that they were gonna come and pick them up. A month and a half later, nobody's ever showed up and picked them up again. I mean, I had them disposed of. I mean, I couldn't have them laying around. I would like to know how are we gonna take care of that road safely? I'm not looking for the thing to be paved. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for it to be safe. And for example, right now, like I said, a couple of weeks ago, it was in pretty good condition. They came back and redid them all over again. If the road is 30, 34, 36 feet wide, and we got 12 feet of calcium. So unless you're trying to teach the people to drive down the center of the road, the thing should be calcium that was sufficient enough that cars would come, because it's still dustier than hell. I mean, you're still eating dust. Why would you just put the calcium in the center of the road? And that's only 12 feet wide, and it's 20 feet wider than that in other places.
well,
We're coming back.
Doesn't make any sense.
We're coming back to do that. Okay, usually we go 8 and 8, like 16 feet.
Mark, I think last year, you didn't even do it, I don't think.
No, we didn't. No, I got it wrote down, I can tell you the dates we did it. It was
I'll
done.
tell you,
okay,
so
there's another landowner on, yes,
As another Jackson Hill resident, my question is, are you gonna come back again later in the summer and do calcium again if it's warranted? Or is this it for the summer?
No, I can.
Alright, and second of all, as a farm owner, we have an awful lot of equipment that goes up over Jackson Hill multiple times a day. We're gonna break an axle, we get flat tires. I don't don't know what else to do with the potholes. It's nice when they get filled in and they're not there. I know there's several people along the road that fill them in with some stone because they're so bad. And I don't know if there's a fix. But I do know that sometimes that road gets really, really bad. And I've driven on John Juan because that's the only place you can go to get through. And if I'm going to Oneana, that's the way I'm going.
Right.
So, just food for
Well,
thought.
you know, hopefully we can get at it again in the fall sometime. I mean, there are roads, Jackson Hill, that's the first time I'd gone over that, you know, but you might have been the worst one, but you weren't the only one.
You know,
And
the
I
thing
mean,
is, you have-
it's just, you know, that's the issues with, I think, dirt roads, I guess.
I don't have a problem with dirt, I was born on a dirt road.
Yep,
But you have to consider a little bit of a residential property. First of all, I spent a couple of times thousands of dollars to keep the road, keep my driveway above the road,
right,
so that the water doesn't run down my road and wash out my road, which it has done. I mean, your brother had to come in one time and it washed the sleuth right out. Because what they did is when they did the road, they left an edging on it, and all the water from the road ran right down my driveway, and did gully washed it right out, doing one of them big things that, you know, in a 100-year washout. So we had 4 in a couple of years or something. And I can appreciate the weather, and I can appreciate all of that kind of stuff. But think about it when you do that. Don't make it so much higher that it runs off into my road and going to wash it out. And think of the fact that I would like to get out of my damn driveway. You know, there isn't 18 inches above my driveway that I have to come up over the thing. If you just look at the driveway, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, it's like, and I've heard that it's the water problem. The ditches there are 3 feet lower than the road is. And when I went to school, water doesn't run uphill. I mean, it runs down there and it doesn't affect the road at all. It's how you shape the road as to where it is. And I don't know where the soil is coming from that makes that road. But I would hope that it would be certified, because I eat a pound of that stuff a year. So if it's not certified dirt, you know, I'd like to know that too. You know?
right.
I know I'm a pain in the ass, but you know, I see what people go through. I mean, I see cars turn sideways in that road, going down the road and bouncing sideways.
But the other reason is too,
You can't avoid them
I
all.
don't know if you can go faster, but
Yeah.
people do not slow down.
No.
No doubt about that. Yes, Tim.
I drive a lot. We drive all over, log truck, tractor trailer, everything else. Franklin's got one of the best goddamn town roads in the county.
Yeah, I like
Overall,
357,
there's no, I mean, town road. I'm not talking
That's right.
county or anything else. Go back, we're over in Bovina right now. Oh. You know, it's, and deep ditches, we built roads. We built 37 miles of town road. A deep ditch saves the road. Keeps the road solid, don't soften up, you're not driving your belly when it comes springtime. And, you know, to get everything, our town taxes would have to double. It just can't be done. Mark, I think, you know, does one hell of a job in Uptown Franklin. And we drive all these damn county roads. I don't do nothing but drive around gophering for the boys now, so I know what all these roads are. And Franklin's, yeah, there's some of them are tough, right up for Howell, gets tougher in heck at time. Okay, eventually they come through, it's all good again.
Right, it just,
And that improved majorly up there, they did something a few years back and deepened the ditches, so now the top of the road don't soften up.
right,
But it's, you know, don't go off into them,
right.
you'll call a record.
Yeah. No, and then that's, you know, it's the devil of the dirt roads. I mean, they will go to pot in a hurry. It's amazing, they can be good and all of a sudden, whew, you know, one rainstorm or something and, you know, it's rough on equipment, it's rough on cars. But, you know, you would think rough roads would slow people down, and it doesn't.
No.
They still got-
Blacktop roads surely speed them up.
No, it's- yes, but you know,
Careful
it's,
what you wish.
hopefully, we can, Mark can,
I'm not saying
Work
it
in the
isn't,
fall
but what
again.
I would like to do is get some kind of response. I don't, like I say, in all the 32 years and all the complaints I've ever called down to that highway department, have I ever received one indication that there's a live person down there to respond to my phone call? No returns, no nothing. Not even a howdy do that we'll be down there next month, nothing. Well, I called because the road is in unsafe condition. I drive very little, I drive into my driveway and that's it. I see, when I see the cars go by. I called because it's in unsafe condition. And I can't even get a response.
right.
You do remember your wife called me on a Saturday and got me, right?
Yes. Well, that's supposed to find everybody because we don't get any response from the highway.
So I get a say in this or
I'm
not?
not saying they don't do a good job.
I'm not getting involved in that, I'm just saying, you do, when you call me, you get me, and I pass the message on.
Yes.
So do I get a say in this?
Yes, you will, Mark.
I've talked to you twice, ever.
Once when I went down there, it cost you sitting
Yeah,
there.
well, got my face,
Yeah.
right?
No,
Didn't
we
even
get in your
introduce
face.
yourself.
I didn't get in your face for anything. And I mean, I've heard back from you that I'm gonna sue you, I'm gonna sue the town. I never said that. I never said that to you or anybody.
I've
What I
talked-
said is,
I've talked to you twice, my turn. I've talked to you twice. I've talked to your wife countless times. Told her, we're coming. Even when Jeff talked to her, I had talked to her just before that. I don't know if she tells you that or lets you know, because Jim had told me that she called him, so I responded back to her. One of the problems that we have is we got 62 gravel roads. Somebody's gonna be first, somebody's gonna be last. It's not because who you are, where you live, but somebody's first, somebody's last. We're trying to take care of that. The grader's been up on that road 4 times this year already.
like I said, the last time, you didn't even need to do it. There was only one pothole down by Mark's place and it looked beautiful.
That's still up to me.
Yes,
I
it
I
is.
sent them out there, all right? So we could try to eliminate some of the problems, okay?
I can
As far
appreciate that.
as building the road up, road is just about where it was when that was paved.
That's not true.
So why would you pave it, you know?
Not
Right.
true. That's not true at all. You can go up there and look at that driveway, and that driveway, if you dig under that road, you'll see that it goes 2 or 3 feet out into the road, because the road was never that wide, and it was higher than that road was, sir. I'm telling you, it was.
Okay.
Why would I pour a driveway that's 1.5 feet lower than the road? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. So
Okay.
that's my response. So,
Let's move on. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes,
Something less contentious, Mark. Beside, for those Frontier high-speed internet boxes, besides Merrickville and Sherman Hill, what, are there other roads that they've got up?
Blue School, Case Hill, East Hanson Brook, bunch of them on the county roads, different 16, 14.
they've already done Ben Howell, right? Is that what they did up Ben Howell last
Yeah,
year?
they
What was
had,
that?
well,
They buried it that,
they buried that.
but that was basically the same
Yes.
service. Okay.
Good enough, thanks.
Mark, is Schoolhouse Road done?
What's that?
Is Schoolhouse Road done? Or they just didn't,
As far as I know, they just put poles up so far,
they didn't finish them?
yeah.
Do you have their number, because they were supposed to do something for me in giving them the easement to do what they're doing, and I can't seem to get a hold of Judy.
Judy.
Judy's the foreman on the project.
The only ones I've been working with is just people with the poles and people with the boxes, no
Yeah,
Judy.
well, I had them take down a tree before it fell down, all the power in the whole area. They were supposed to do something else for me.
Yeah, I don't, well, just one guy's with the poles and one guy's doing the
Yeah,
push
everybody's
boxes.
got a separate job. Mark, you're not putting down the calcium in front of my house, though, right? Remember, we agreed not to do it? Okay.
Yeah. I'm done.
Okay. The planning board, they had that last Thursday. It's a special use permit for the Rockaway Revival Retreat up on Grange Hall Road. And the special use permit was basically allowed with some noise time frames and traffic, you know, no four-wheelers and stuff like that out on the roads and stuff like that. There was one person that, there's two people who came to talk, you know, voice their opinion. The Gun Club was one of them, and Chavis. Yeah, Chavis. Concerns, finding out what was going on, and now there's, next month is gonna be another special use permit, public hearing for, Young Shaw, John Shaw. He's got a motorcycle, shop at Bruce Shaw's at the, and he wants to make it official, and so he's going through the special use permit process for that. So that's what happened this month at the planning board. Okay, is there any, from the Frank, general group from Ken Walters? Any other concerns before we open it up? Okay, well, we'll open it up to people's concerns. Yes.
All right. Hopefully the last time I'm gonna bring up the cell phone. Was there an opportunity with Verizon that they might consider Treadwell?
I haven't heard back from Travel.
If so, are you just submitting one site, or whoever had interest more than one site?
Probably, you know, probably multiple sites we could offer, you know, see what they would be enticed to do. He was gonna, you know, pass it on. That was Will. From Crown. Will was it? You know, and I'll get his number again. I'll call him and rattle his chain, see if he's done anything or gone on the back burner or what's going on that.
If it goes to one particular site
Mm-hmm.
and it goes into the fund,
Right.
could something go for the scouting program or something? Because that is an educational, it is, because with the money could go towards the fund.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how that, I mean, that would be something with the A.L. Kellogg Athletic Field. You know, that's a site that some have proposed. They like to do municipalities
That's what
property.
I figured, that
And
the
that's what,
primary site.
you know, and where it goes from there will, you know, hopefully we'll go somewhere from here. Instead
But
of
with
just-
the, I guess my question is
Yep.
thinking ahead, is that it is technically the primary site, Kellogg building.
Right,
All right?
right.
If the funds would go to Kellogg's, totally to the Kellogg people?
I'm not sure if it would or not, or whether it'd be shared by the town, since we oversee it.
Because, I mean, what I proposed was doing something with the scouting
Right,
program. If you
right.
did something with the scouting program, with the way things are all over this state, and
Right,
country,
right.
with drugs and all that, if money was poured into cups, brownies and all that, and
Right, right.
and the kids had more participation with their parents, instead of just funds that go
There
to
might be-
scholarships to
Right,
the brightest, the best and the brightest, and it would be distributed amongst
it would probably
all
be
the
considered,
children,
it would probably be
that
considered.
maybe, at least Franklin could lead the way to have less of the problems that everybody else is having
Right.
in the country. I
I'm
mean,
sure
the
it
problem
would
is
be, I'm
epidemic.
sure it would be considered, Mike, as a, you know, something we could help or assist with or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
but, you know, to say it'd be, you know, half would go there, you know, it'd be a considered factor, there's no doubt.
You know, that I see that being something that would really And
You
as
know,
far-
that's what you've been in your,
Yeah,
2
but
years
that
of
is the
talking about
primary
it,
site
you've-
now.
but you've talked about, you know, even on your own land, you were saying that, you know, some of the
Yeah.
profits or whatever would be going to, you know, the scoutings and stuff, which, you know, that seems to, you know, it's not a bad idea, don't, you know.
Yeah, I mean, just, it's an idea out
Yep.
there. On the senior thing for the last time, too. It's been discussed many a times through different elections, you know, in the village, and this, we wanna do something for seniors. And of course, the ideal scenario would be that the Kellogg building would be turned into a,
Senior center or something,
yeah,
yeah.
is it gonna happen? Private corporations were depending on profit people. We probably could wait till we're all in the grade by the time that happens, or whatever. What I was hoping to pass on to hopefully one of the board members, since you are up there as elected officials, saying that there's some concerns and some things you wanna do for the
Right.
town, instead of waiting for a corporation or somebody to come in and solve this problem. And of course, we know what corporations are about, profit, that you might be able to kickstart it at that local area. And usually how they do it, this is where I'm gonna get in deep trouble, I know. Where we were in our towns, usually the last people elected, they throw it to them, because they're elected on form that they're going to do something, you know. They usually chair the committee,
Right,
you know, because you asked me, you're welcome to do it, you know, and me personally, I got a lot on my plate.
right.
I
Well,
want to be
you know,
part of the committee, definitely, because
right.
of what I've seen.
The unfortunate part is, as far as what I understand, the Treadwell School, the old Treadwell School anyway, the asking price and stuff that they've
No, I'm,
floated around, I mean, it was, before it got given or sold out of the district, you know, that was a time for the county or somebody to step up and get the building for basically nothing.
right,
And,
right, that's what I'm
take
saying.
advantage of
We're
now
gonna
at $500,000, you know, it's something that taxpayers' money, there's not that
if
money.
If we're gonna sit around and wait for that, it ain't
Right.
gonna happen.
Right,
What I'm talking about is something that would be, something that's more like a pilot program, I guess, that would be, you know, has to work out through a committee, through grants and stuff, that would be private homes and stuff like that, you know, in the two-family home situation,
right.
and,
And try to give
that
them,
way. So it
try to
doesn't rely on,
try to give them a tax break for two-family, for elder.
I don't know, that's why you go to a committee. You go to a committee to see what's, you know.
Okay.
But, I mean, me personally, I know you're all farmers. Nobody can do this till the winter time. You know, if somebody wants to take it up, I mean, I would be glad.
Now, how, I mean, I guess, you know, it would go in quite a bit.
When I had the building and I was renovating
Right,
the apartment store, right? It was handicap accessible.
right.
When Edie did his 10 or 20 units there, he could have done all the first floor
Right,
handicap accessible and senior citizens, okay? Which would have eliminated
right.
some of the stuff that lives there.